What's going on, guys? Clifton Denny with On Your Own Outdoors. Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about something that you see on my page a lot. We're going to do a little review of probably my favorite product that I use while I'm in the woods, and that is Camo Dust. If you've never seen it, never heard of it, it is the best scent eliminator on the market. In my opinion, it's the only one that works 24/7, right? Just is what it is. Just calling a duck, right?
What's going on, guys? You already know who I am, so Camo Dust has donated a 6-pack to give away at the end of this video. So in order to enter to win, all you got to do, hit that like button and comment down below. Like and comment, super easy. You're already watching the video. Check this video out. Hope you enjoy it, and make sure you enter to win. Let's go.
So anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the pros and cons of using Camo Dust, when I use it, what it's done for me as far as my hunting goes, how it's kind of changed it up, and that kind of thing. So number one, I'll put one of these cans down and go on ahead and get this thing open. So whenever you get a can of Camo Dust, it comes just like this. Pop the top off of it. You're going to find a little metal deal right here. It's got a little pull tab. You're going to pull this tab. Tab comes off, put it in your backpack. Don't throw it on the ground. We ain't trying to litter. See that? Woo! See all that dust coming out of there? That's what you want. So that's Camo Dust, and that's the way that it comes. So at the top of it, you'll see here, they've got a metal bread tie. That's what holds this on. Any of you guys that have been using Camo Dust for a long time, you know that they've been through a couple different things up here at the top. That is actually one of the negatives that I have to talk about at some point in time, not right this minute. So what separates Camo Dust from everything else that's on the market? As most of you know, if you care about scent any at all, scent is not a one-stop shop. You start that whenever you're cleaning your clothes, when you're prepping to go hunting, whenever you're getting ready to go to the woods, when you're getting out of your truck, when you're going to your tree stand. Scent elimination should be part of your process the entire time. That's where Camo Dust comes in huge. So I'm going to kind of run through my little process that I use, and then we'll talk about the actual Camo Dust itself. So like I always say to everybody, I use Everclear, I think is what it's called. It is a detergent you can get from Walmart. Doesn't have any smell to it. And then I use just scentless dryer sheets as well. I try not to run any fruity stuff through my washer and dryer, and if I do, I always run at least 3 cycles. I'll use towels because they soak up, right? So I'll use towels, put those in there, run 3 loads, wash, 3 loads dry, to get all the smell out of those clothes that I can. Next thing I do is I keep a tote. Put that tote down. As I'm layering my clothes, I come behind it with a sock of Camo Dust, hit it just like that. Layer each set of clothes, put those in there. When I get out of my truck to go hunting, I take the boots off that I just left the gas station with, I put on my hunting boots, and then it's time to dust up, right? And the reason for that is you don't want to be stinking while you're walking to your stand. So as you can tell by the layer that's on me right now, that's the big difference in between Camo Dust and everything else that's on the market. First thing, only dry scent eliminator on the market. I know the other day we did a podcast, I seen a guy talk about another product, but that's literally like a boot duster. This is not the same. So what Camo Dust does is, if you can tell, you can see the stuff on my shirt. So one thing that I was asking everybody at the ATA is, whenever it comes to scent elimination and these sprays, when does that spray work? So to me, it works whenever it's wet, right? Because it's just like bleach. I come in, I spray bleach on something, I expect it to kill it while it's sitting there, and then I wipe it away and think it's all gone. That's the big deal about Camo Dust. Camo Dust doesn't do that. What Camo Dust does is it gets in the pores of your clothes, it gets in your skin, you know, on top of your skin. You can see it here because I was sweating. So you can see it there. It's literally drying up the sweat that's on my arm. And so what it does is it attaches itself to the moisture that is coming out of your body, and it directly eliminates the human scent molecule. This stuff is phenomenal. You literally dust down and you have a sponge that is wrapped around you, just cuddling you the whole time you're hunting. One thing I always tell everybody is, I kind of laugh about it. You know, in my videos, you'll see it. I'll move or I'll slap myself, you'll see dust flying. If I'm in there hunting a big buck, a lot of people want to know, you know, how much do you use? If I'm in there hunting a big buck, I look like I just come out of a cookie factory. I will be absolutely covered. If it's not a very windy day, I'm not going to use as much Camo Dust. If it's a windy day, again, it could be blowing some of that off on me. It's probably not, but it's in my head, so I'm always dusting a little bit more. You know, I get out of the truck, I dust there. If I'm going a long ways, I notice myself starting to sweat, I dust again. I get to the base of my tree where I set all my stuff out on the ground. I'm gonna go around, dust all around it, and then when I get up at my tree, I'm gonna dust again. So, you know, 3 to 5 times a hunt, I would say. It comes with 6 ounces of dirt in each sock. We kind of give everybody an estimate to 8 to 12 hunts, but I've had a sock last, you know, 15 hunts, and then I have used a sock in like 2 hunts before. Again, it was early season, I was sweating really bad, and the wind was blowing hard, so it is what it is. But that's the big difference in between Camo Dust and a spray. So a spray works when it's wet, it works when it sprays on you. Camo Dust creates a boundary around you that is like a sponge, collecting all of that moisture as the moisture tries to come out, grabbing a hold of that human scent, and then, you know, destroying it before it can get downwind of you and, you know, get you busted. So what this has done for me and what it could do for you, right? So if you're using Camo Dust, I promise you right now, I've got 13 Pope and Youngs on the wall, 11 of which have been killed since I've been using Camo Dust. I'm not saying that, again guys, I don't work for Camo Dust, but I am telling you right now, if it is something that can help you guys, I'm going to tell you about it, and this is one of them. So what it's done for me now is I will give that buck the nose. So used to, I would do everything I could with my scent control, and I would be thinking that, you know, I didn't get busted at because they're not blowing at me. Just because you didn't get blown at doesn't mean you didn't get busted. That deer just went completely around you. So now what I do is I will get to that bedding area and I will give him the wind, and then I will just wait. A deer's going to follow their nose. That's what they're, you know, that's their best thing in defense, is to follow that nose. So I dust down real good, give them the wind, and wait for them to come, and I promise you, you're going to be more successful. If you're looking for a new scent eliminator, go check out Camo Dust. You're not going to regret it, and I promise you, you're going to be more successful. We're going to run through some pros and cons. That kind of gives you the rundown of how I use it, shows you the product. So we're going to talk about pros and cons with Camo Dust. Pros, only dry scent eliminator on the market. Pro, it literally creates a sponge around your body. Talking about some cons, and the reason I'm going to talk about these are for the guys that are watching this that might have used Camo Dust in the past. So a company grows as it goes, right? So let's talk about a couple of things. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is their can, right? So at one point in time, they had this little pop top on both sides of the can. They got rid of it. I wasn't a fan of that, so it's what it is. They got rid of it. Now it's sealed on this end. The only end that comes off is the end where you've got your little pull tab, and then you've got this nifty little thing that just clips back over the top of it. Second thing, I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the way they tie these. So if you've been using Camo Dust for any amount of time, so if you're wet, by the way, you'll see this. That stuff just attaches and dries it completely out. It just is what it is. If you've been using Camo Dust for a long time, they had zip ties on this at one point in time. There were a bunch of us. Their customer service is absolutely phenomenal, number one. If you call the number, you literally talk to the CEO, basically, which is Mr. Chris Parnell himself. He gets you taken care of right off the bat. I've never had an issue with their customer service at all. So the first thing is we were all talking about with the zip ties, I can't refill it, right? So if I've got another sock, maybe this is my favorite sock, and I just want to keep pouring dust in this one, and I don't want to have to use that other sock. So they did away with the zip ties because everybody wanted to do away with the zip ties. So what they went to was a bread tie that was basically like paper. It wasn't a metal one. I don't know exactly what it was. But then they started getting a bunch of calls in complaining about them coming open, right? So guys would go to dusting like this, and it would just open and they would lose all their dust. Number one, if you still have one of those bags and that happens to you, send us a picture. Send Chris a picture, get on their website, send them a picture, let them know about it. I think there was only like 500 socks that went out like that before they realized what was going on, fixed the problem. So now they have a metal bread tie, you won't have that issue anymore. The next thing I'm gonna talk about is making sure you're taking care of your equipment. So one thing that we always get asked is, with the Camo Dust, do you have an issue with your optics, your bow, that kind of stuff? Number one, I wax my bowstring all the time, but my buddies don't, and I promise you, we basically pour this Camo Dust over top our heads before we go hunting. So, optics. You've got your rangefinder wrapped around your neck. Before you go to dust down, drop it inside. Is it gonna hurt your rangefinder? Absolutely not. Is it gonna mess up your optics? Absolutely not. If you forget to put it inside your shirt, just on the top of it, it's gonna blow that dust out of there. You'll be good to go. The next thing I'm gonna talk about is your bow, and then I'm gonna talk about camera equipment. So with your bow, I dust my bow down. It doesn't hurt it at all. You might get a little white look on your string if you still had some wax on there, and this sticks to it, but it's not gonna hurt your bow. You don't have to be worried about that. I'm hard on my bow anyways. I'll sit out there in the rain. It doesn't really bother me. But For you guys that, you know, like to keep that bow real pretty so you can hang it up on a wall, you're going to be fine with that. Last thing I'm talking about is your camera gear. Look guys, if you're using a camera, I use a camera and I use Camo Dust religiously. Just take the camera arm, push it away from you, dust down real good, pull it back. But hey guys, that's all I got for y'all today. If you have any more questions, by all means shoot me an email, get down here, drop a comment. The only dry scent eliminator on the market, and I promise you, if you use it, it's going to change up your game. That's all I got for you guys this week. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell up top. You never know, we're going to do a product you just might need. Good hunting.